If the purpose of the call is to get an appointment, the purpose of the appointment is to build a foundation, look for motivation, to connect with them, create that foundation for follow-up. Success is in the follow-up. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Survive to Thrive. Today is a training day. Grab pen and paper. Get ready to start taking notes. Today, we are going to talk about a prospecting model. You want to run your real estate business prospecting-based, marketing enhanced. When we're talking about lead generation, prospecting-based, marketing enhanced. And that doesn't necessarily mean this is the only way to get where you want to go, because it's not. Just because for sale by owners, expired listings was a big source for me, the biggest source to take 10 plus seller listings every month for 15 years, doesn't necessarily mean it has to be for you. So just focus on what we're talking about here. All right, so here's how this works. It starts with you're working 250 days a year and you have standards. Really, really important. Your standard is you're going to talk to 10 people. That's 2,500 conversations in the year, by the way. And you're going to book one appointment, whichever comes last. That's important. Thank you for all of you who have your cameras on, by the way. I had to switch screens because I had no cameras. So much easier to talk to you when I'm looking at your faces. Thank you, Debbie, because I get to look at people like Debbie smile, and I like that. Thank you. Thank you for the dance. I don't know if that was necessary, but okay. 250 days times 10 conversations. It's a standard. Now, what does that mean? The standard means I don't settle for anything less. A standard, Logan, means I'm going to hire you. By the way, I've got this really awesome job. Okay, here's how it works. I'm going to pay you $250,000 a year. Are you in so far? Anybody interested in that? $250,000 a year. Can I get a couple hands up in the air saying, yep, I'm in, or make it the number, whatever you want it to be. Okay. Now, you get to keep your job as long as you talk to 10 people a day and you book one appointment a day. Are you guys still in? Can I get some hands up? Who's still in? Who's out? Who's like, no, that's too much work. I'm not doing that. All right. So it's a standard. That's what a standard means. It means that you don't accept anything else. It's 10 conversations, one appointment booked every single day, whichever comes last. Make sure you get that. Now, the next part of that is the purpose of the call. This is a phone. The purpose of the call is to schedule an appointment. That's it. Period. There's no reason I'm not going on the appointment. If I'm calling a for sale by owner, Debbie, and the for sale by owner says, I'm never going to list my home. If I did list my home, I've already got a real estate agent. And oh, by the way, I'm only paying 1% and I want $100,000 more for my home than it's worth. Cool. See you tomorrow at 4:00. That's it. The purpose of the call is to get the appointment. So many real estate agents, and by the way, so many real estate coaches coach this, and they judge away opportunity. And they coach that you only go if it is a listing appointment and if it's a motivated seller. I couldn't disagree more. Couldn't disagree more, because you really don't know what their motivation is, and you really don't know if what you're hearing on the phone is the whole truth. You're going to find out when you meet with them face to face. On the phone, I'm just another pushy realtor. Face to face, they're going to like me. Face to face, I have an opportunity to build a relationship. I have an opportunity to follow up in order to create emotional proximity. I have an opportunity to help them make a new decision based on new information. And a lot of the listings that I took started with, I'm never going to hire a real estate agent. All good. So the purpose of the call is to get the appointment. There is nothing they can say that's going to cause me not to go. I don't care if they tell me I'm a real estate agent. I've got my license. Cool. So tomorrow at 4:00. You got it? Just because they have their license doesn't necessarily mean they're the right agent for the job. If the purpose of the call is to get an appointment, the purpose of the appointment is to build a foundation, look for motivation, to connect with them, create that foundation for follow-up. Success is in the follow-up. When you go on one appointment a day, that's 250 a year. You have 250 opportunities in your pipeline. That's this crazy picture over here. That's your funnel. It's supposed to be a funnel anyways. Now, the next part of this, well, let's go back here. So Kodak moment. You meet him at the front door. You have 10 seconds to make a great first impression. John Dietz, we had an appointment today at 4 p.m. and it's 4 p.m. May I come in? I walk in the front door. Immediately, Wow, you have a beautiful home, and I'm so excited to have this opportunity to help you sell your home. Listen to the embedded commands. Pay attention. Okay. Every single word of this is a script, and none of it is going to sound like a script because you've internalized the conversation at such a level that it's a conversation and not a script. All right. Wow, you have a beautiful home, and I'm so excited to help you sell your home. Now, what I would love for you to do, Matthew, is take me on a tour of your home. I have my notebook, and I'm going to take a lot of notes, and I'm going to ask some questions because this is the information I'm going to use to help me sell your home. Now, before we go any further, would you like me to take my shoes off? All right, be different. Pay attention. Every single part of this is part of building that foundation to follow up and connecting. Now, as I tour the home, I am going to take notes, and I'm going to take notes out loud, which means I'm walking through the family room, beautiful family room, hardwood floors, vaulted ceilings, wood burning fireplace, walk into the kitchen. Holy cow, Karen, I love your kitchen. When did you update your kitchen? Are these granite countertops? Ask questions. Ask questions that a buyer is going to ask. Demonstrate that you care about them and that they can trust you. If you're walking through their house and you're not asking questions and you're not taking notes, what is the message? What is the seller hearing if you're walking through the house and you're not asking questions and you're not taking notes? What do you
That
think
you're
the
not
message?
detailed.
Say it again.
You're not detailed. You're
Okay.
not listening.
I don't care about you.
Okay. Okay. Dude, both of you are right. And I was looking for
Just want your listing.
that's it right there. Sorry about that. If I scared anybody, I apologize. The message is I just want your listing so I can get a paycheck. That's it. And I've had sellers tell me, John, so and so was here. And by the way, so and so is always one of the top agents in the market. So and so was here, and they didn't even ask any questions. They didn't take any notes. How are they going to sell my home? Good question, right? So take notes, ask questions, be excited. Here's the other thing, like their home. Write it down. Like their home. Now, there's Mindy. Mindy, I got your email. I promise I'm going to respond back to you. I apologize so much. Like their home. Those same sellers said to me, John, so and so was here, and they didn't even like my home. How are they going to sell it? Great question. I love your home. Hire me. Now, how do you like their home? Be enthusiastic. Talk about how much you love their home. What should you not do? Do not go through their home and start staging their house under no condition. Even if they ask you, if somebody asks me, what should I do? What should I do to make my home look better? What changes should I make? Great question. One of the services that I provide to all of my clients once they listen to the embedded command here, one of the services that I provide to my clients once they hire me is I will bring a professional stager and I will stage your home, or I will walk through the property with you and stage your home at that time. You are running the risk that you're going to offend somebody by staging their home. If you walk into the kids' room, Debbie always likes it when I use this as an example. Here comes Debbie. When you walk into the kids' room and it's purple and you're like, purple? What the heck were you thinking? You got to paint this. They love purple. You just offended them. Okay. What were you thinking about this wallpaper? This wallpaper has got to go. You got fuzzy wallpaper on the walls. It's like from the 1970s. We got to get rid of that. All right. Is it true? Yes. But what's the message that you're sending? You're sending the message, I don't like your home, or something critical about them. So like their home. Now, simple questions like, I was thinking of painting this room. What do you think? I would. There's your script right there. I would. That's not staging their house. That's just agreeing with them. They said, I was thinking of painting this room, not you. There's a big difference in that. Now, one of the questions that I get a lot when I'm having this conversation is, John, what if the house is just a wreck? What if there's a lot of work that needs to be done? So in that situation, Matthew, I would love for you to take me on a tour of your home. Talk to me about what you like most. And as we're touring your home, I'd love for you to tell me, if you weren't selling, what updates would you make next? Now, they're telling you what needs to be fixed. They're telling you what needs to be changed, which is totally okay. And you're just taking notes. All right. Look for motivation. Motivation usually shows up as frustration. So, one of the questions that I'll ask, we'll go back to for sale by owners for a moment here. One of the questions that I'll ask a for sale by owner is, how's activity been? How many showings are you getting? What kind of feedback are you getting? Yeah, what kind of feedback are you hearing? Have you had any offers? You should be writing all those questions down. And the moment I hear frustration, that's motivation. Okay. When I hear frustration, my response is, forgive me if I'm being too aggressive. However, if you were to hire a realtor like me, by the way, another embedded command, hire a realtor like me. If you were to hire a realtor like me, you would want an aggressive real estate agent, wouldn't you? Now, only use tie downs when you know the answer you're going to get. Okay. You would want to hire an aggressive agent, wouldn't you? Now, what is anybody going to say to that? Danielle Conaway. Hi. Are they going to say, no, I don't want an aggressive agent? Of course not. The answer is yes. So if you were to hire an agent, you would want to hire an aggressive agent, wouldn't you? And it sounds like you might be thinking it's time to get your home on the market with a professional like me. Now, Margaret, if I could show you how I could sell your home for more money in less time, would you be interested in seeing how I could do that? Now, here's what I love about that, Shima. Even if they come back with, I'm not ready yet, it was a curiosity question. I wasn't asking them, can I come over and talk to you about listing your home? The question is, if I could show you how I could sell your home for more money in less time, would you be interested in seeing how I could do that? So even if they're not ready yet, we can still have that meeting. All right. Before you leave their house, the exit conversation is the most important conversation. And thank you for meeting with me today, Sean. You have an absolutely beautiful home. Before I go, is it okay if I ask a couple questions? There it is. Write it down. What do you think they're going to say? No? Of course, they're going to say yes. So first question, Beth. Most for sale by owners have a game plan for how long they're going to sell their home by owner before they ... hire a professional like me. All right. Is it okay if I ask you what your game plan is?
I was thinking I would give it about 45 days.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Beth. Now, Beth, that's awesome. I'll work hard to find a buyer for you in the next 45 days. And if for some reason your home hasn't sold, I'd love the opportunity to interview for the job. Now, one more question before I go. Okay, everybody notice how I just dropped that? It's a bomb. And I'm walking away. I'm not going to go deep into that conversation. All right. Intentional. Last question before I leave. Most for sale by owners, Beth, are selling their home by owner in order to save on the fee. Is that why you're selling by owner?
Yes. And because it looks so easy, I figured I could handle it.
Totally get it. And I understand. So here's what I know. I know that if a buyer's agent brought you a buyer, you would pay that buyer's agent 3%, just for example. Because that's what you told me on the phone, right?
Yep.
And to list your home with a professional like me, it's only an additional 3%. So hiring a real estate agent is only going to cost you 3%, not 6%. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. It's another bomb. Walk away from it. I'm going to just plant that seed.
3% is a lot of money.
Yeah. Beth, that's not part of the conversation.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we're just dropping a bomb and we're walking away. And I want them to think later, you know what? That made a lot of sense. Maybe I should call Beth. Maybe I should get her back in the house. All right, let's move to the next part of this model, which is follow up. Here's where the magic happens. You have 250 people that you created through lead generation that move to the second part of the model, which is lead follow up. You are going to systematically follow up with them over time. You are going to reach out at least 2 times in the first week, always the very next day, always the very next day. Lauren, John Dietz following up as promised. And the script is always following up as promised because you're showing that you're really good at follow up, which most real estate agents aren't. Calling for 2 reasons. First of all, I wanted to share gratitude with you for allowing me to come see your amazing home. And secondly, wanted to see if you have any questions. That's it. That's the call. Now, the second call is just checking in to see how things are going and is there anything you can do for them. Now, after that, you're going to follow up once a week for the next 4 weeks. If they still haven't sold their home or they haven't listed their home with another agent, for the next 2 months, you're going to follow up once every other week. Now we're 3 months in. 3 months later, if they still haven't sold their home or they haven't listed with another real estate agent, I'm going to call once a month. And I'm going to do that for probably a year. And then I'm going to back down to once every 3 months. But there is not a point where I stop calling. Once they're in that funnel, the only reason I stop calling them is they sold their home or they hired another real estate agent. The longest period of time that I was here was 3 years and 89 phone calls. And by the way, that was somebody who told me on the initial call, we're never going to hire you. We're going to list with our previous agent if we ever put it on the market. No worries. 3 years later, John, come list our house. Now, what I did is I created emotional proximity. Now, emotional proximity simply means that when that seller gets serious about selling their home, they're going to hire the person who's closest to them. That's it. And because you systematically follow up without exception, you're creating emotional proximity, even from that person who on this call said, I'm never going to hire you. I'm never going to list my home. Don't need to call me anymore. Please stop calling me. Hey, I need you to come over and list my house because you didn't give up. All right, last part of this model, 25 to 50 seller listings, 250 times a conversion ratio of 10 to 20%. Guarantee it. It's what I got. It's what all the agents I'm coaching are getting. Equal 25 to 50 seller listings because you had a standard and you held yourself accountable to that standard times $10,000 per closing on average is $250,000 to $500,000. Let's go back to how I started this. If I were to ask you, I have a job, the job pays $250,000 a year. In order to keep your job, all you have to do is talk to 10 people a day, schedule 1 appointment a day, and then systematically follow up over time using a model that I'll teach you. Do that, and you get to keep your job, and you'll earn $250,000 in the next 12 months. How many of you are interested in that job? So here's the really cool thing about this. You know you already have it, right? You already have that job, right? By the way, if you were the boss of you, would you fire you? All right, Irvin, talk to me. You're on mute too, my friend. Raise your hand, guys, if you have questions or thoughts, comments, ahas, whatever. Just talk to me. Talk to me, Irvin.
Thank you so much, John. This is amazing. This is simply to follow. But I feel sometimes when I start after a few days, I feel, 10 people to talk. I don't have that much data. But still, whenever I attend the class here, I feel really motivated. I can do that. I'll achieve this. Thank you.
You have unlimited data. You have unlimited data. You know, I know you live in the Tampa area, right? And how many people live within 5 miles of you?
5 miles, probably 5,000.
It's more than that. It's more than that. I promise you. You have unlimited data. Just get out the phone book and start calling in the phone book. Who do you know that's thinking of selling their home in the next 6 months?
Amazing.
All right. Why do I not have any hands up?
What's a phone book?
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so if you're younger than 40, there's this thing that used to exist. Oh, shut up. This is a waste of time. Raise your hand and talk to me. When you guys don't raise your hand and talk to me, I think you don't like what I said. It hurts my feelings. I'm a high I. So raise your hand.
John, that was great. That was great stuff, John.
Thank you, Joe Grant. Appreciate that. Sean, talk to me.
What I always get out of this and a lot of the Tuesdays and Thursdays call is consistency. And that's, like say you hate talking to people on the phone, but you love open houses. Well, you're doing 2 to 4 open houses a weekend consistently. So if you consistently show up, you'll get consistent business. And that's just how it works.
Right. And by the way, if you're one of those people who hate talking to people on the phone, so what? Get over it. It's your job. Go to work. Talk to me, Beth. You're on mute.
So my biggest takeaway is definitely the after 45 days, I'd like to interview for the job. So you're not there with commission breath. You're not there being a pushy salesman. You're there letting them know, giving them value and letting them know that you are open. You want to interview. You don't expect them to hire you. Right. Or you're not going for the close for them to hire you there. You're waiting and giving them more value.
That's right. It is a strategic conversation. We are playing chess, not checkers. Andre Barrett. Man, hey, everybody, this guy is a friend, a rock star, and always an honor to have you on this call. So talk to me, Andre.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to say, just amazing stuff. Just the entire prospecting model. It's a simple system, but yet hard for a lot of people to just get that consistency and get the ball rolling. And I just wanted to say to everyone, if you just lead generate and nurture, that's it. That's the game right there. Just put the leads in your system and nurture and follow up with them. And, if you don't like calls, open houses or community events, or maybe you get a podcast or a radio station, but just figure out some way to generate leads. And like John says, know your scripts, which you're absolutely amazing with all these scripts, John. And I'm just writing down everything you're saying here because it all works. And thank you so much for doing this. And we do care. We absolutely do care.
Great having you here, my friend. By the way, this will be on the YouTube channel. If anybody is thinking, gee whiz, that went too fast, I didn't have a chance to take notes. Please visit my YouTube channel. Shameless plug. Please subscribe, follow, like, blah, blah, blah. Talk to me, Matthew.
So quick question just on circle prospecting. Leave a voicemail, don't leave a voicemail.
So I always leave a voicemail. I look at voicemails like I'm farming, right? So you send out postcards to a neighborhood. They do it once a month for 2 years and somebody calls you. That's creating emotional proximity too, by the way. So I want them to hear John Dietz, local real estate expert with EXP, even if they got aggravated again. So let's just pretend for a moment, you got husband and wife, they're in the kitchen, somebody listened to a voicemail. She says to him, who was that? And he says, it was that darn John Dietz again. Ready? Okay, 6 months later, they're talking about selling their home. And she says to him, who do you think we should call? He's like, why don't we call that darn John Dietz? Okay, so it's creating emotional proximity, even if they're getting aggravated with you.
Yeah, that's my thought too. Thank you.
Okay, talk to me, Joe Grant.
Yeah, this is actually from Matthew. So actually, he's on this call. Brian Copeland gave me the best voice message to leave. It works no matter who you're calling. And it's just, hey, Andre, this is Joe Grant with Sell with Joe Grant. I just had a quick question for you. Give me a call back, leave your number, and that's it.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Good job. Thank you, Joe Grant. Talk to me, Sean.
I had a Zoom call set up and the person didn't show, but her note taker did. So I just sat there and pitched the note taker exactly what I was going to tell her. And I got a call back. So any opportunity you have to get to somebody, you take it. That's not always be closing. That's just always be looking for the opportunity.
Oh, that is just, what a great way to end the call. Unbelievable. Thank you for that, Sean. That's a new one for me, guys. All right, that's a wrap. Make it a great day, everybody. See you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Invite your friends, grow the group.
Thank you.
Go get them.
Thank you, Jen.
Next
Good
thing
day,
you know,
everyone.
Sean will be looking for every Ring camera down the block, and he will be just coming up to every camera.
Start talking to the Ring camera. Okay, there you go. Make it a great day, guys.
Want better scripts, strategy, and confidence? Scan the QR code or send a message to connect with Coach John Dietz Coaching.